there was a lot of bashing, there was a lot of negativity about her and her family, which I felt was extremely unfair because it was just, you know, the common man making and coming on a conclusion on things, a conjecture.
Hello everyone, welcome to peepingmoon.com. I'm Rashida Sani, and today joining me for a super interesting conversation is Imran Hashmi, who's all set to entertain the audience once again with his theatrical release, Chehre. Hi Imran, how have you been?
Good, how are you doing?
I'm doing good too. So, Imran, I watched the trailers, the promos, everything in the film is giving sort of that thrilling, that intriguing vibe that I guess Bollywood was missing since a long time. Do you think the audience will get to see, the old school mystery in a new age manner with Chehre?
Yeah, it is. And this is what something that struck me when I heard the script. It gives a very new twist to the genre, to thrillers. And I wouldn't have done it if it was a typical run of the mill thriller, because I've done so many thrillers. And
Yeah,
even as an actor, I need to, get into a role that I've not played before and be part of a film where the narrative is extremely fresh and new. And what drew me to it to begin with was first, of course, Amitji's presence and my combination with Amitji in the film. And
yeah,
the second very powerful part was the narrative and the story. That's what drew me to this. And I really feel that when you see this film in the theater, there will be a it's going to have an extremely strong reaction of a film that's different,
yeah.
interesting, engaging, and edge of the seat. And these are the few things that are very important for making any good thriller.
I'm sure yeah, it is. And, recently your director, Rumi, he also said that you are exactly like Amitabh Bachchan, sir, when it comes to professionalism. So how do you see that comparison as?
I hope so. And that would be the best compliment because I've really admired his career, graph,
Yeah.
his filmography. And yes, I knew this from before that he's extremely disciplined and, he comes on time and he's all involved as an actor. And I got to see it firsthand. Here's a man who has been in the industry for decades, but still there's a certain passion that's not lost. He's always in the set. He's always involved. He's always there to rehearse with his co-actors, and yeah, punctual as ever. So I admire that, and that's something I try to inculcate in my own life and in my career.
Okay, that's great. And what do you think? Do you think the entire fiasco that happened with your co-star Ria, it also sort of affected her appearance in the first look of the film, where everyone was questioning that is she a part of the film or not? Do you think it was blown out of proportion?
I think it was very uncalled for what happened to her and her family. Everyone, I mean, obviously there is a divided opinion on this because when you saw the trendings on social media, there was a lot of bashing, there was a lot of negativity about her and her family, which
Yeah,
I felt was extremely unfair because it was just, you know, the common man making and coming on a conclusion on things, a conjecture,
yeah,
and reaching everyone's got a point of view, but you
of
can't
course.
assert that point of view while the judicial system and the CBI is investigating things. So it was extremely toxic and negative, and it almost destroyed a family. And part of the media is also responsible for it.
Definitely.
I'm not saying everyone in the media is that way, but there are certain parts of the media that primetime news and clickbait supersedes
Yeah.
everything. They want to get the views, they want to get the TRPs. Damn any family and personal reputations. They don't really give any damn about that. They would destroy someone's reputation if it's getting their TRPs, which I think is very uncalled for.
Agreed completely. And fans are also liking and loving your on-screen pairing with Crystal. Now it's her first Bollywood film. So how was it on set with her? Was there any guidance required, or was she all set for the film?
Oh, I think she was guiding me. She also done a lot of work, so I don't think she required any guidance. But I think
Okay.
we hit it off from the word go because she's very chilled out as a person, so am I.
Hmm.
and we have common work ethics. Again, she's extremely professional. So I think we had a blast shooting for the film, for our portions. And yeah, she's an actor to look out for.
I'm sure. And, we are all looking forward to seeing the film and seeing the pairing as well. Okay. Also, you sort of kick-started the theater viewing experience back in March with Mumbai Saga, and
Yes.
now again with Chehre, a theatrical release, which everyone was hoping and expecting for a film of this stature. So do you think the film will be able to pull the right audiences into the theaters?
Well, every film we hope so. No one really knows what a fate of a film is till it releases, and see, I know one thing that people will appreciate the film, the making of the film. The film in general is, according to me, it's a pretty breaking film, which is very engrossing, engaging. Now, if you're asking about box office numbers, I don't think anyone can really give that answer.
Of course.
And I don't think in these times that should be a yardstick for success of the film. Because anyways, with the situation of COVID, you have 50% occupancy, they have Maharashtra that's shut. So my job as an actor is done. The producer and the director's job is done. I think it's important to put it out there to support theater owners. And for me, whoever feels deemed fit to come to the theater, they come and enjoy a good film. I think that's what would be a victorious scenario for us. That whoever we talk to would say, "Yeah, Chehre is a well-made film. It's an interesting watch." And yes, I know in these times there are some people who might find it still unsafe to go to the theater and watch it. They will ultimately see it on OTT. So it's a win-win situation.
Okay, great. Having said that, is there any expectation in your mind that you have from the film? Of course, you have told that in these times, box office numbers and all of that really doesn't matter because of the occupancy.
Yeah, of course. I mean, don't do things without any expectations. And I think my expectations are for people to sit up and realize that it's a quality product and enjoy it. I think you make the film for audiences to enjoy it. So if they enjoy the film, if they find the journey interesting, I think that's a great situation for us. I think that's what we made the film for. And the film was ultimately designed for theatrical experience, and that's why it's coming out first. The way it's been shot, the sound design, it just gives that certain feel to the film, and that's why we felt we should put it out in theaters first.
Okay, great. And you have also, tasted success in OTT platform with Bard of Blood. Do you think that in your career personally, OTT and films, theaters will coexist in the future?
I think they are coexisting right now. I mean, theaters have obviously taken a bit of a dent because of the forced shutdown and the lockdowns around the country. OTT at this point definitely is booming. But it's not like people are going to never go to theaters. I think theaters are our first love. Films are best enjoyed in theaters. But the kind of consumption has changed. I think the kind of films that will come out in theaters in times to come will be very different from what was consumed earlier. Because here you have medium budgeted shows and films that are doing exceptionally well on OTT. These are story-based shows with newcomers. There's no star value here. There's no face value here, but they're doing exceptionally well. What will be the kind of film that will attract cinema goers? That we don't know the answer to. What will make a person buy a ticket to the theater? A star, the budget, a tentpole film, multi-starrer films. Would it be comedies, festival films? I'm guessing that would be the logical way to go. I don't know if that one profile of a film, of a small budget film, would do well for a theatrical release anymore. But I could be wrong. Only time will tell.
Okay, agreed to that. And you recently also clarified, which is a question that everyone was asking about Tiger 3. You recently clarified you're not a part of it, and you have never said you are.
I never said that. I said that I'm not saying yes. I'm not saying no.
Okay.
We will chat soon about it. I'm not putting it at the moment.
I don't know. I read the quote of you that you said, I'm not a part of it and I've never said that I am.
Yeah, so I never said it. I never said I'm a part of it.
Correct. That is what I'm coming to.
I never said I'm a part of it. Like, I'm not saying right now that I'm a part of it.
Yeah.
But
Completely.
right now is the time to talk about Cherry, and there's enough time to talk about other films in the future.
Definitely. Agreed. And Imran, also you have completed 18 years and you're close to, 20 years in this industry. So
Yes.
how do you think your approach and your choices of scripts have changed or evolved overall these years?
It definitely has changed with times, and I don't know how. I can't fully answer that question on what it would be in the near future.
Okay.
Like I said, I don't really know what kind of films would do well in theaters. OTT, of
Okay.
course, is an easier route to take. Anything with this high concept, which is interesting, will do well in OTT. But for theatrical viewing, what would be that film that I would probably, go in for? That I can't answer. But it's always been the same. It's been about good scripts, good characters, and something fresh and unique to give the audience. That's always been the case.
Okay, great. Okay, thank you so much for your time, Imran. It was
Thank
a
you.
pleasure chatting. All the very best for Cherry.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you.